Alright, welcome to the Fire Service Warrior video blog. Sorry for the last couple of weeks with no video. I've been traveling quite a bit, teaching quite a bit, and in the middle of a pretty heavy research cycle. One of the topics that I talk about a lot is fitness, and I thought that it might be interesting to just kind of give folks a chance to see what my home gym is set up like. I get questions from time to time about what I do at home, where I work out, and for the most part I do my fitness training at home. I'm a big believer that we shouldn't be doing maximal fitness training when we're on duty. We have a responsibility to be ready to go, and I think that when we're working out on duty, we should do things like get good and warm, do some good stretching exercises, do stuff where we can reduce that risk of a strain or sprain injury because we're cold. But we have to recognize that if we're doing heavy-duty metabolic conditioning or a significant amount of strength training on duty, we're taxing ourselves to a point where we may not be ready to go to work when that fire comes in. So most of my heavy duty working out happens at home. So I figured I'd take a second, kind of show you some of the stuff that I have in my garage at home where I do the bulk of my fitness training. So let's grab the camera and do a little show and tell.
All right. So you can see that I've got a fairly good sized area that I have set aside in my garage. It's probably about 400 square feet or so. I do use a treadmill quite a bit. I do live in the Chicago metropolitan area, and there's quite a few months throughout the year where the weather is less than ideal for outdoor running. You can see we've got a small rack of dumbbells, not a whole lot. Do have one accessory bench there. I do have a second accessory bench that can also be used for doing, Roman chair sit-ups, things like that. You can see sitting up on the bench, I've got my 20-pound Dynamax ball for doing wall ball shots. On the floor, I've got a couple of additional smaller medicine balls, some smaller bars. And then we come to the some of the bigger stuff. I've got roughly 280 pounds of bumper plates and technique plates, a couple of 45-pound bars. My bars are nothing special, but they get the job done. The bumper plates that I prefer to purchase are the Rogue bumper plates. I think Rogue does just a phenomenal job with what they turn out, the quality of their product, and everything that they sell equipment-wise is 100% made in the United States of America, which is in and of itself kind of a phenomenal thing to find. In addition, I've got a Nautilus system that's set up that I basically just use as a squat cage. You can see it's got the Smith rack built in, and it's got the butterfly press and all of that kind of stuff. I really don't use any of that. I'm pretty much a functional movement kind of guy, so I basically use the front piece of it as a squat rack. As you can see, there's a good size cage area to work with. On the floor, I have a very small lifting platform that I use. The overall floor in here is decked with this pretty spongy rubber matting, so I use the piece of plywood as a means of kind of reducing the give underfoot. Up above, I do have a rope hung. The interior height on my garage is roughly 17 feet all the way up, and it's about 11 feet to the bottom of the beam there where the rope hangs, so I'm able to do legless rope climbs pretty well. Got a 2-position pull-up bar. 2 folks can easily do pull-ups in here. Generally it's just me, but we do have the capacity to have a second person in here. Got a set of Rogue rings. Again, can't say enough about the folks at Rogue that I'll use for doing ring dips, ring push-ups, starting to work on learning muscle-ups. Another skill set to try and learn and master. I have my hazmat suit tape as a X marks the spot for wall ball shots at the 10-foot mark on the wall there. You can see I, of course, proudly have the flag flown and my whiteboard for recording whatever my workout for the day is, my loads lifted, as well as keeping track of my goals and what I'm working towards. Do have a couple of pieces of fire memorabilia. At one point, I was a very active member in the Southside Fools chapter and obtained this plaque when I started off with them. I keep it hung up as a little memento from when I had the time to be heavily involved in that great organization. And then I have my Welcome Home Brothers print that I got immediately after September 11th that hangs in honor of those members that we lost that terrible day. That's basically the setup. As you can see, it's very functional. There's not a lot of fancy. There's not a lot of frills. The space is perfect for me. Probably wouldn't be the best space to accommodate a whole bunch of other people, but it's a pretty good space for me to be able to accomplish what I want when it comes to my fitness goals. So, quick video today, but we just wanted to show some folks what the options are for setting up a small home gym that allows you to work on your functional fitness and be ready for the challenges of the fireground. So, until next week, I hope you have a great week. Cheers.